So I find that in life, whenever things are messy and just out of order and just chaotic, that the best thing to combat that is coffee. Coffee just makes everything better. Here, let me show you. Here, let me give you a drink. Here, let me give you a sip. See what I mean? Not only does coffee make you poop, it does wonders for your life. Alright, so the first thing we're doing is to get some super sculpting, and I'm using the old rolling pin to roll it out. A lot of people use pasta makers. That's a good idea. I don't have one. But we're going to do about 4 of these little patties of sculpting just to start with. And then we're getting aluminum foil. Now hold on a second. We're not just diving right into the video. We're gonna wait just a second. Now, thanks for joining me. My name is Paul. This is the Beardacus Articus channel. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel so you can get future updates. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and I'll be posting different updates of the projects I have coming up. It's really going to be a lot of fun to be a part of the Beardacus Articus. It's 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm filming this. It's going to be a lot of fun to be a part of the Beardacus Articus community in the future as this channel grows and as we do more and more stuff together. So today what we're going to be doing is sculpting out of super sculpting, and it's such a great medium to use, and if you haven't already used it, then I really recommend it. The first thing I ever sculpted was this little alien king here, and I sculpted this with my kids. I had no idea what I was doing, and I just kind of threw it together, and it was so much fun to do, but it really was kind of a piece of garbage in the end. He fell down so many times, got broken. There's so many issues with this guy here, and he still holds a place of honor in my sculpting collectibles, but we are going to do something different today. We're going to take my very first sculpture, and we're going to use some different tools and different tips and tricks and things that I've learned over time, and we're going to reimagine this guy and make a version of him that is much better. At least that's the goal. So today we're going to be using a super sculpting. We'll be using aluminum foil, bacon bond, and a bunch of these little ball styluses and silicone molding tools. So follow along with me, and let's go ahead and see this guy become something pretty awesome. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, we're going to use aluminum foil to make like the armature, the inside of the body. Instead of using a whole lot of super sculpting, there's no reason for that. We bulk it out. And I'm just going to keep adding to the aluminum foil until I have what I think is the right amount. Now we're going to add in the sculpting. So just basically forming a skin to start off with. We're just covering all of the aluminum foil and then smoothing it all in. Now when I have it the way I want it, I'm going to go ahead and cut out a little bit of sculpting. We're going to make a snake. Now snakes are really useful. There's a lot you can do with them. In this one we're going to form the robe of the king. So the king's majestic robes, and this is the collar and the kind of the lining of the robe. And then we blend it in, just using finger, just blend it all in, and yeah, it's gonna look pretty cool. Now we're using another piece to form the ears and bulk out the head so that we can add in eye sockets and mouths and all that. Then using a stylus and fingers, just blend it all in. And this king's gonna have ears, so he looks kind of pretty cool right now, but let's see, the eye sockets didn't work out the way I wanted with the ball stylus. They're kind of off-centered a little bit. They're not right, so I realized that and got some sculpting and put just filled in the socket, blended it in, and then used the ball stylus to readjust that. And now we're cooking with grease. Another snake makes the eyebrows, and so I add them around the eyes. Really, it's more of the bones, and then blend it in, and then we have the kind of the bones around the eye socket. So using the silicone stylus helps an awful lot. Now I realized that the gap between the head and the neck was just too great, so I added in layers of sculpting until I had the right bulk and blended it in so that I would have a place to really put a mouth, because that is the next step, is to try to create his mouth, and can never have enough coffee. And the mouth really has turned into a roadblock in my mind, and it was hard to figure out exactly what I wanted it to do. And this is just kind of the first iteration of the mouth. This looks pretty disgusting, honestly. I kept going on it. Coffee wasn't helping either. I kept trying, to drink coffee, and I was like, I hate this mouth. I just hated it. So I decided that maybe if I put, some lips around the mouth, that would work. So we made the snakes, and that didn't work at all. He put the lips and he looked even stupider. So I took the lips off and tried to close up the mouth and thought, man, this is getting worse. I just kind of hated everything I was doing. So I opened it up a little bit and thought maybe try the lips again. And I wrapped the snake around and blended it in, and kind of thought, well, maybe we're getting somewhere, so we'll keep working with that. Decided I was tired of it, so I got the eyes going and put some bacon bond in there and rolled up some balls and decided to just get the eye sockets filled up. And once it's baked, that bacon bond is as good as glue. Try to get a tongue going, and this is not the end tongue. This is not the final tongue. Once I put that tongue in there, I realized that the tongue is just too big, way too big, and the mouth is pretty gross still, so it's just not what I'm looking for. Tried to make a smaller tongue, didn't like it, decided to close up the mouth, add some more sculpting, and start again. A new line, and then using various different sizes of the ball stylus, opened up that line until I had a mouth that I was starting to be pleased with. It took a little bit of time to like it, but I kind of liked it. So added some teeth in there. These aren't the final teeth, but I just wanted to get an idea of what it would look like. And so we will change up the teeth here in a little bit, but for now this just kind of helped me visualize the mouth, and now I'm liking it. But we're going to work on the arms to procrastinate a little bit more. So I used some sculpting and got a basic shape for the arms, and then got some 12 gauge jewelry wire and pressed the sculpting into the jewelry wire. And this is going to work as an armature for the wire, for the arms, and it'll allow me to bend and shape the arms however I like. And so once I get the arms kind of where I want them, I put it there, and I realize I need to basically take off some of that material, not that hard. Make the arms the right length, and then I can shape the muscles and the elbow and all of that stuff. And get it kind of the way I like it, and then I'll go ahead and make the second arm after I have some more coffee. And once we have it kind of decided where we want the arms to be, then we will stop blending it in. Why are you blending it in? Now we're going to put some bacon bond on it. And once we get the bacon bond on, then we can blend it in. So now we're going to blend in the arms so that it's seamless, and it looks like that. He's pretty cool, huh? Now we're doing the hands. Now I was doing claws on the other guy. This guy is going to actually have digits, kind of thumb-like palms, and they're still claws, but they have little nails, which is hard to see, but there you go. And it's a lot more defined than the original Alien King. This guy is pretty cool. So we put some bacon bond and then get it attached to his wrist. And once it's attached, we'll get a snake and attach it that way and seamlessly blend it in so he has a wrist. And then we'll do the next hand. Now we need to make his tongue. And so this is the final version of the tongue, and we get it kind of blended in, but later on I'll take it out and put some bacon bond. I realized that it probably wouldn't stay if I didn't. So we do that, and now we are going to make the train of the robe. So I basically just put him in it and blend it in until it's seamless. Now I realized that he is going to need some feet. He's not going to stand up on his own. And the other guy, the original Alien King, didn't have any feet, and that's probably why he fell down and broke so often. But this guy is definitely going to need some feet. The robe itself is not going to work. So we're going to make some shoes for him. I'm just getting a couple pieces of sculpting and shaping the shoes the way I like. And then I realized, well, you know, we need to attach it properly. So once I have both shoes shaped somewhat the way I want them to be shaped, I go ahead and get some wire and put them in the shoes. So, you know, you really want to spend some time and make sure that things are perfect, which never happens. But, you know, at least looking fairly good. Perfection's never possible. I know that. So the bacon bond, again, once you bake it, man, that stuff just, it glues it on there and it won't come off. So we push it up in there, and some of the wire is going to be visible in the end, but I'm going to paint these shoes black, so it doesn't matter. I could have probably done a little bit of a better job, but that's okay. So the shoes are in, and this guy has legs to stand on, so to speak. He's not going to fall over anytime soon. So now we'll go ahead and finish up the mouth. Finally, we'll be done procrastinating. We're going to get the teeth in there correctly, get the tongue glued in. Then we're going to add in an upper lip. That way he maybe looks a little bit less ghoulish, although he's an alien. He's supposed to look kind of crazy, but we'll blend in that lip there. And I love this stylus, the conical shape, and this stylus just was pretty awesome for blending. It's silicone tipped. You can get these at Amazon really cheap, and if you're a Prime subscriber, you get free shipping, so that's cool. So I do a lot of blending here, just kind of smooth some things out and blend some things in, and then he needs to be able to breathe. So I'll give him a couple of nose holes right in his face and do some more blending. So now we'll do a little bit of texturing, but we'll do more of that later with the little ball stylus. Now another snake, and we're going to start working on the cuffs of his robe. And I really like the cuffs. I think they turned out pretty darn cool, if I say so myself. So we'll wrap a snake around it, then blend them in, and yeah, and then he'll have some cuffs. There you go. There we go, little alien king. Now we're going to texture up his robe, and it's kind of weird, you know. I don't know what made me think of doing it with the little ball stylus, but once I had it going, I was like, man, I kind of dig this. This looks cool, in my opinion. And, you know, anyway, there he is. And now, what is a king without a crown? He needs a crown. Now, the crown is kind of difficult because this king has ears of a sort, and I was not really sure how I wanted to do it. So I just kind of free-handed it, and it took me a little bit to really figure out what I wanted. But one of the great things about working with this sculpt is that you can just keep going until you have it the way you want it, and it's always fun. But there we go. That's the beginning of the crown. It is not done yet. We have some more work to do, but now we're going to move on to painting. So I mixed up some purple and just began painting his robe purple. I figured, you know, purple is a royal color. He is an alien king. You know, even aliens understand that purple is necessary to show royalty. I mean, I know I'm correct in this. I guarantee it later on when first contact is made, the king will have a royal purple robe. It will happen. So just mark me on that. Now, he's already baked by this time. I didn't say that, but it's true. I have already baked him once. And we baked him at 275 degrees for about 20 minutes. And now he's hard. He's hard as stone. And that's why I'm obviously painting it. We don't paint before we bake. So now we're going to drill a hole through the crown. It is baked, by the way. I baked the crown as well. And we're going to have to figure out how to attach it. I should have attached it first with some wire before I baked it, and I didn't think about it. And so now we're going to mark the top, and we're going to drill a hole through his head too. Don't worry, he's an alien. They've done worse to us. They've drilled holes in us in other places, so you know, I don't feel bad. Now we're going to add some clay inside to hold the wire in place, and so I'm basically just filling in this crown completely, and that way the wire will actually stick. And so it kind of looked kind of cool in the end. It really wasn't what I had intended to do, but I figured it worked. And see, now we have to add some little tassels up at the top, just like the original kings. And with some bacon bond, we'll keep those guys in place, and we'll do a second bake on that here in a second. So I made a little support for it while it's baking, because we have to bake the inside, and then we'll bake the little tassels up on top. And then we're going to start painting him. He's going to be a green color to stick to the original alien king's color. Now the way I paint, whether it's right or wrong, is to just kind of get all the colors I want. In this case, a few different shades of green, some orange, believe it or not, and white. And I just mix them as I go. I mix them on the guy. And then I work on his eyebrows, make them a different color, lighten them up a little bit. And as I go along, I just mix until I like the texture and the colors that I have put down. Paint his eyes completely black, and I put a little glint on his eyes instead of having pupils. And yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. Now the crown I colored the same way. I used a goldish color and mixed some different colors into it. And then I attached the crown with some Gorilla Glue, and voila, there we are. Now the last thing I did was to put a feather that my daughter Willow gave to me for this project specifically around the crown, which was my wife's idea, really. I think it looks pretty incredible too. I used some super glue to fasten it. It looks like he has some weird little hair, some purple bluish feathered hair. And I'm really satisfied with this. I just love the way it came out. I think it just finished it off perfectly. Lastly, I paint his tongue a little bit more, and that's it. That is it. I'm done. So we've reached the end of our project, and thank you so much for following along with me as we took this guy right here and reimagined him, threw him away, not really because my kids love him, but reimagined him and made him this little dude here, this really awesome alien king. And I just love him, and I think my kids are gonna love him, and I hope you love him too, even if you don't like, you know, this video, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And yeah, thanks once again. I'll see you next time.
What are you looking at? Why are you still watching me?
To all my loyal subjects, I shall take over the world.
Okay, you can turn the camera off now. It's kind of creepy. Turn it off already. Go away.